We had a lot of fun with this guy. Coming on stage for the first time in his life, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to enjoy Carolan. Come on, get out here,
Dan Carolan, how's everyone doing tonight? Alright, so last summer we're out riding on motorcycles, and we come across this bus goes by, and a bunch of crazy women are screaming and waving at us. So we followed them all the way back to the assisted living facility. Later on, a cop pulls us over, stormtrooper, state trooper, and he says, "You know why I pulled you guys over?" And I was like, I don't know, because we're doing 80 and a 50? He goes, "No, because the ladies in the back of your bikes need to be taken back to the home." A couple years ago, riding on choppers up in the Catskills, and me and my buddy used to see a bar up in the hill, so we said, let's go in. We go in, get a beer, and I asked the lady behind the counter at the end of the bar, I said, "Hey, how do we get a beer around here?" She says, "Go get your own beer, and ring yourself up when you're done." What really sucked was at the end of the night, she had me doing payroll and inventory. Later on, when I was leaving, I turned around and I said, "I don't like your attitude. You're fired." Last week, I went to the pizzeria to pick up pizza for the family. When I got there, there was someone parked in the fire zone. Oh, shit. Okay. So, lost that thought. So, the truck parked in the fire zone. So, lost that thought again. I'm nervous tonight. Got that truck in the fire zone. I was so pissed. As I walked in, I tripped over that fire hose. So I had a contractor come over the house to replace a few planks on my back deck. And 140 grand later, everything in my house was redone. I turned to my wife and I said, "What was the point of the moat?" She goes, "Well, it leads to the new boathouse." I'm like, "But we don't have a boat." She said, "Now that you mention it." So, I was talking to my son one time, and he was about 6 years old at the time. And he said, "Daddy, why do you have to work so much?" And I said, "Well, Daddy has to go to work so that Mommy can spend the money." And he goes to the back door, and he opens it, and he goes, "Mommy!" She says, "Yes." He said, "Wyatt, stop being a pig with Daddy's money." My wife runs in, pissed. She says, "Did you call me a pig in front of our son?" I said, "No, absolutely not. He figured it out on his own." Love you, Obi. So one time I was fixing my wife's car, and I found the brake caliper was seized. So I write the part number down, I send her up to the dealership, and she called me from the dealership and says, "Hey, just call to verify the part information." I was like, okay. I said, "Tell the guy that his sphincter valve is seized, and he needs to be lubed and reamed." Dead air. "Honey? Hello? I'll call you later. Me and the parts guy going out to lunch." So I've been with the phone company for about 32 years. At one time I'm monitoring calls for quality, and I'm listening, and a couple are having phone sex. I'm like, she's telling him everything that she's going to do to him when he gets home, and he's telling her everything he's going to do. And I'm like, oh, man. She said, "Is somebody listening?" I said, "Listen, lady, don't worry about it. I'm done." So I was on the phone with my wife at work one time, and my boss walks up to me and goes, "Listen, Dan, you need to get off the phone and go do some work." And I said, yes, can you tell that to my wife, please?" I handed him the phone. 5 minutes later, he hands me the phone back, and he says, "You can leave early today. You got a lot of work to do at home." She said something about replacing planks in the back deck. Yeah, another wife one, here we go. Last summer, beautiful day. She's outside in the front yard weeding. So what do? I go to the fridge, I grab a beer, and I sit in the front steps and I watch. And one of the neighbors walks up and starts chatting her up. I was like, hey, she's got a lot of work to do. Enough of the chit chat. I said, and she still has to go wax our new boat. That's it. Dan's out. Thank you.